A major star is to be missing the WWE Royal Rumble. Plus, an absent star has teased the Royal Rumble return. And will Bray Wyatt bring the Fiend back? It's all in the wrestling news right now. Rumble weekend is mere hours away. It's the most wonderful time of the year. Love the Rumble.
Love a good old rimbly rumbly
love
in
a
the
rimbly rumbly.
timbly tumbly.
You'll be timbly tumbling your rimbly rumbly with Adam.
Yes.
Live reactions with Andrew and Adam on the Cultaholic YouTube channel. Predictions and 9 pitches waiting for you right now. And then you'll get what happened at and the WTF moments on the YouTube channel as well. Who isn't going to be at the Rumble? That's the question, Andrew.
That is the big question. Who's not going to be at the Rumble, Tom?
I'll tell you who's not going to be at the Rumble. My Auntie Belinda. Because she's got a bake sale that day, so she can't make it.
I mean, there's only like 7 women announced for the actual Rumble so far, so she might be.
No, she's at the bake sale. She's promised me she's at the bake sale. She's doing this very special bake sale in Texas. What?
Red herring.
Let's get to the story. Who's missing the Rumble, Andrew?
It's going to be Ronda Rousey. Ronda Rousey's missing the Rumble. She's not going to be in the Rumble, or at least that was the decision as of midweek, because of the feeling that they didn't want to marginalize her star power by being just someone in the match, since she wasn't going to win it or be the focal point. And Charlotte Flair, rumored to be in it at press time, was not to be in because she's SmackDown champion. Rhea Ripley has been the betting line favorite to win, and this comes from Dave Meltzer of the Wrestling Observer.
So lots to drink in there. So Ripley being a favorite, I think a lot of bookies' choices have been Rhea Ripley. Certainly if you go online, if you do bet responsibly, and you'll see that Rhea Ripley is very much a bookie's favorite, and many consider that the case. Charlotte Flair not being in there because she's SmackDown Women's Champion is an interesting development there as well. But Ronda Rousey not being there, I mean, I'm quite surprised by that. I kind of had a weird inkling in my waters that maybe, as horrible as it sounds, you put Ronda in the Rumble to win it.
Oh, hey now, you're an all-star. Get the show on, game on, go play.
No, but I don't want that, because then you get to Ronda and Charlotte. But I don't think they're doing that.
Yeah.
I don't want them to do that. I had a horrible feeling in my waters that they would do that. But it's looking like Ronda's not even going to be at the Rumble itself. So
yeah, well, we've already done the Ronda and Charlotte stuff, and
Let's do it
I'd like to
again.
know. Let's do something different. The one thing I guess I would have liked to have seen perhaps was maybe Ronda and Shayna Baszler in the Rumble, because we got the little bit last year. Obviously, recently they've come together as friends, big old friendos, as a little team, and I would have I'd like to have seen them on a little bit of a tear, I guess, in the Rumble, maybe like midway through. Shayna maybe chucking Ronda out, because Shayna's good. I like Shayna. That would have been fun. But yeah, I'm not too sad about this news, Tom.
a lot of eyes on the Women's Royal Rumble in general. The Wrestling Observer also reporting today that there's a lot of NXT stars who are going to be finding out in the next few hours whether or not they are going to be needed to head to Texas, because there's some of them there's still a lot of spots where there's emptiness.
Yeah, as we were saying, that I think there's still just about 7 or 8, if that, people announcing the Women's Rumble so far. So there's still a lot of spots to fill.
Oh, there's at least 15 spots in the Men's Rumble still not announced, and that's the way. I like it, because I like the surprise of the Rumble. A surprise for the Women's Rumble could be a returning star. Isn't that right, Andrew?
Yeah. So Doudrop was speaking to Denise Salcedo at the Royal Rumble media scrum about a possible return and the reason for her absence. She said, "I'll be around. In what capacity? I'm not going to tell, but I'll be around. I've had some time off to deal with a health scare that I had. Luckily, that's all it was. It was just a scare. Everything was always great. Sadly, I got COVID real bad. The symptoms that I was having, they were concerned about my heart. God bless them. They took their best care of me. They got every test for my heart that they could muster, and every single one of them came back clean as a whistle. Much to some people's annoyance, my heart is in excellent condition."
Oh, my heart belongs to Doudrop. I want to see her back. As Doudrop or Piper Niven?
I would, I mean, granted, it's just a name, and I think with Doudrop, sort of, where we saw her on TV last time, she was sort of incorporating her stylistic choices in the wardrobe looked more sort of in line with what Piper Niven would wear back in the day. And yes, it is just a name, but I mean, as a UK wrestling fan, like Piper Niven, it hits in the heart a little bit more, you know?
I'll be around. In what capacity, I'm not going to tell, but I'll be around, said Doudrop at the media scrum for the Royal Rumble this weekend, which features multiple surprise entrants. Denise Salcedo doing that media scrum, it put me in mind of when I did the media scrum for Clash at the Castle. And the Street Profits were brought round to Sam and I. So my first question was, you're not on the card. What are you doing here? And they're like, hey, you don't know what we're doing. And they ended up being on the card. So I'm surprised that Denise didn't go, Doudrop, what are you doing here? Because that would have given it away. I think we see Doudrop in the Rumble.
I think we see her in the Rumble as well, and I reckon we see her. I really do hope we see her go on a little tear. I hope we do see the more aggressive side of Piper Niven / Doudrop come out.
From a return from an absent Raw star to a comeback for a Hall of Famer. Who are we talking about, Andrew?
We're talking about
our Lord and Saviour Jesus Christ.
Please.
Oh.
Everybody.
Spectacles,
testify.
Spectacles, testicles, volume watch.
He's got it. Devon Dudley did a sign-in for Signed by Superstars and was asked if he will be in the Rumble. In answering the question, he teased a potential comeback. No, I will not be at the Rumble. The back surgery I just had, February 15th. So February 15th of this year will be a year that I will be cleared and I'll be ready to go.
Oh.
And as we were saying before, there was certain things, wasn't there, about an indie show that was celebrating ECW, and there were little bits that sort of, I think it came out that he was perhaps scheduled to be there at the show, or was asked to be, and WWE was like, no, let's not.
He basically sort of
let's not do that. Yeah,
he did the classic seek forgiveness rather than ask permission.
Yes,
rule of thumb.
And then I think on social media there were some eyeball emojis thrown between both Devon Dudley and Bubba Ray Dudley as well. So I can definitely see something happening where the two boys will get back together to testify and get the tables and all sorts of hardware things. Now,
Devon left his producer's role in the WWE this month. During the same signing where he hinted at a return, he also revealed the hardest part of being a WWE producer. He said, I guess when the boss tells you what he wants done and talent doesn't want to do it or see it his way, now you have to be the buffer. That was the hardest, especially if you were in the ring with these guys and you wrestled them and now you put on a suit and tie and you have to tell him what the boss wants. That was the hardest thing. I can imagine that's quite awkward.
Yeah.
When you're mates with somebody going, yeah, but they want to be called Doudrop. So. It's probably not what they said. It was the Raw 30th anniversary on Monday. WWE shared some lovely backstage photos from the event. Should we have a little caption competition?
Yeah, we can have a caption competition.
Okay, caption for this photo. Go on then.
So this is from Sean to Undertaker, right? He goes. Oh, I went to lazy eye surgeon the other day. I wish he were more energetic. Awful.
When you see the locker room playing Pokemon Snap and not with knives.
Oh.
That's my one. All right,
that's a good one.
Caption for this one, what do you reckon?
Caption for this one, this comes from the perspective of Becky, actually. So when I'm in the Rumble, right, I boot that over the WrestleMania sign, yeah? That goes straight over the WrestleMania sign.
What I boot over the WrestleMania sign. Breaking Cultaholic news, Becky Lynch daughter fired after live attendance plummets. That's my one. But this is a picture that a lot of people are getting very excited about. We won't put we can put a caption on this one if you want. It's just like, I'll just make one up off the top of my head for this one. Or this new season of Vikings is rubbish.
There we go.
There you go. Because they're watching Vikings, they're not in it. It's a photo of William Regal, Bruce Pritchard, and Triple H in gorilla position. This is the first time that we've seen William Regal backstage in his role.
It is.
In WWE.
And he's looking absolutely contently at that television screen.
Yeah, very pensive thinking.
Absolutely. All the cogs are whirring in his head, you know. He's thinking what can be done better, what was really good. You already know what William Regal's all about, you know.
I love love that picture.
Me too.
It's such a reassuring picture for my mind.
It's
knowing
like
that
when
those three are guiding it.
When like your dad, your uncle, and your granddad gather around the television to watch Dad's Army at Christmas.
Yeah, that's what this is, isn't it? This is Christmas Day at Andrew's house. when all the quality street's been eaten and you're in a food coma watching Dad's Army. Well done, Regal. Lovely to see you back.
Yes.
Let's talk about Bray Wyatt to end it all. Is the Fiend gonna pop back? That's the question that Ryan Satin asked Bray Wyatt in an interview for WWE. Spoke about the possibility of some other gimmicks coming back as well as the Fiend. And Bray Wyatt says, for me, the Hawaiian shirt cult Bray, he can't be without Brody Lee. So I can't be that without Brody. It's just not the same. It's just disrespectful to my best friend. The Fiend died in Tampa, Florida at WrestleMania to me. You know, the Fiend is just not just a goof in a mask like many people think. That's just ridiculous. To me, it's so much more. And what you see, where all these things come from, or how they sculpt me, or how they molded me as a human being. However, he died that day to me, and it could never be again. It is gone. So saying not only does he not want to bring back cult leader Bray, despite the fact that we saw a little inkling of that on SmackDown.
Yeah, where he was sat in his rocking chair, wasn't he? In the middle of the ring. Yeah, it felt like that was coming back a little bit.
But I think that might have just been a little one-off.
Yeah,
little treaty pie.
I think the difference for Bray probably is the fact that he because the thing with Bray is he loves to pick and still tie everything around in a nice little bow tie from the things he's done in the past. Like he never forgets what he's done in the past, which I think is a really good thing for Bray's character and what Bray does. I think that's what makes him interesting. However, that doesn't necessarily mean he needs to turn back into those characters per se. He can just draw little bits here and there, and I'm really looking forward to where the stuff is going. It seems to be going in an interesting direction, to say the least. Anyway.
I think it now has to go somewhere.
Yeah.
I think that because we've had no pay-per-views or premium live events since Survivor Series, and we've had probably like 8 or 9 weeks of these little these segments with Bray, and I know that a lot of people are getting quite jaded by it now because it's gone on for so long. I'm glad that yourself is still like, I'm ready to see where this goes now. I think Pitch Black match is very much a post for kicking off something new, heading in a new direction. They just had to kind of get to the finish line here. We'll have the Pitch Black match and then start to build something rather interesting for WrestleMania with Bray Wyatt, one would hope.
Yeah, fingers crossed. You were completely right there in saying I think people were starting to feel jaded. I think it's only within the last few weeks that things have started to ramp up a little bit, presumably on the road to WrestleMania and to the Royal Rumble tomorrow as well.
Rumble is indeed tomorrow. Live reactions with Andrew and Adam on the Cultaholic YouTube channel. What happened at and the WTF moments as well. There's a little treat dropping on the podcast feed as well, and I've not mentioned this yet. It's 10 years tomorrow. 10 years on Saturday. Yeah. Since The Rock won his last WWE title.
Oh, wow. 10 years.
So I've created a little audio documentary called Bring It Back, which is the story of The Rock's last WWE title run. So if you fancy a sort of a beefier documentary style listen on the podcast feed, that's free. You can get it tomorrow if you subscribe to Cultaholic, wherever you get your podcasts from. And wherever you go today, you'll find the latest wrestling news throughout your day at cultaholic.com. Case.
Love you, bye.